Here's a dating question I've been pondering recently. How high or low should your standards actually be? Because look, I know most people will instantly say, well, you need high standards. You should never lower your standards. And yes, I agree sort of, but I also don't think it's always that simple. Because for context, I've been dating for a bit now. And what I've found is that when you have high standards in the modern dating world, it can feel like there is genuinely no one to match with. And when I say high standards, I'm not being dramatic. I'm not saying, oh my God, I need someone who is in perfect physical shape and perfect in every single way. No, I'm not saying that at all. When I say standards, I'm talking about the things that I swear used to be considered basic. Like literally 10 years ago, these were not seen as some elite romantic requirements. They were just normal. Someone who is kind, someone who is honest, someone who wants to be monogamous, someone who actually wants a partner. And that to me is what feels so confusing, because now wanting the basics can make you feel like you're asking for way too much. You start to look around and think, am I being realistic? Are my standards just too high? And look, obviously we have our preferences too. We all have things we're attracted to. We have our types. We have lifestyle preferences. Fine. That's completely normal. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about the deeper stuff, the stuff that actually determines whether someone is going to be a good partner. Things like values, character, life direction, the ability to choose one person and actually build with them. And that's what I've been pondering, because if your standards are too high, you run the risk of filtering everyone out. You start to become so selective that no one can enter. Every person has one thing wrong with them, and suddenly you're like, no. And eventually you can end up alone. But then on the other hand, if your standards are too low, that is dangerous in a completely different way. Because yes, you might get more matches, you might have more options, you might go on more dates, but now you've opened the door to people who are inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, dishonest, or just completely wrong for you and your lifestyle. And that can ruin you too. So like, what are you supposed to do? Because that feels like the dilemma of modern dating. Have your standards too high and you risk never meeting anyone. Have your standards too low and you risk ending up in something that slowly destroys your peace. And I think the only kind of answer is being able to separate standards from preferences. Standards should stay high. Preferences are things that can be a little bit more flexible. So your standards are things like, are they kind? Do they want the same kind of relationship? Do your values broadly align? Those things, of course, should be high because that's your future. But preferences are a little bit different. Maybe they're not exactly your usual type. Maybe they don't have the exact job you imagined. That, I think, is where we can be a little bit more flexible. Because sometimes we reject people based on preferences and then tell ourselves it was standards. And sometimes we accept people who violate our standards because they match our preferences. And that is where dating has become a complete mess. But anyway, that's my thought of the day. I hope it was useful. I'll see you at the next one.